Welcome back to WatchBox Studios, and it is day one of Dubai Watch Week 2021, and I am very honored and excited to be with my family, Mike Manjos and Tim Mosso. We made it.
We made it. We're back in Dubai.
Back in Dubai. So happy to see it. The energy today was amazing. It was a busy day. We were all kind of running around, saw so many friends that we haven't seen in a long time, and so many amazing watches.
Yeah, I think the Friends was the best part of the day. I mean, being out for the first time in 2 years, really being out internationally, and everybody's here. I mean, Tim, you were in the studio, 14 interviews today. I mean, just nonstop, boom, 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 boom. Amazing. Everybody wanted to come by and say hi. Lines of people to say hello. Just incredible social environment here. It's just great.
I have an online audience, which makes it difficult to really get any feel for who's watching or what the shows that I create mean to them. But when you meet people in person and they introduce themselves and you take a photo, and I always ask, please email me the photo, because I want to have the memories of the folks who I'm only ever going to experience firsthand in the flesh at events like this.
It was amazing. Everything's open. So many great brands here. I guess we should talk about our favorite picks for the first day. I'll go first. The Grupo 4C GMT Sport on a bracelet. My new Grail watch. I said it when I saw it come out on Instagram and social media before, but seeing it in the metal, trying it on.
It's an amazing piece, and having it in person, you don't understand from the pictures the shaping to it.
Yes.
The high polish on the inside of the case that we didn't even notice till he pointed it out to us. And it just wears great. Again, that's having that physical presence and having it in person made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, 100%. So what's your favorite so far?
Well, I've had a couple of favorites. I think the one that really shocked me most was a watch that I'd only seen in pictures before, and this is the GPHG calendar and astronomy winner from Christian Vanderclough, the Isa Isinga Planetarium, which is an incredible little giant of a watch. I figured it would be bigger, but it's only 40 millimeters. It's a lovely red gold. It has a hand-painted oil painting dial, and it's designed to look like the ceiling of Isinga's own house, where he created a planetarium in the 18th century. And the watch itself has a functional planetarium. Not the entirety of our solar system, but it's got everything from Mercury out to Saturn. So you've got one planet that's making circuits around the sun every 88 days on the watch's face. And then you've got another one that's going to make one circuit every roughly 29 and a half years. So it's like if you thought a moon phase was poetic,
right?
It's that really.
I think the ones I liked the most was a surprise to me was the Maurice Grossman.
Yes.
I mean, that engraved dial was incredible when you saw the work on that, and I love the movements. Yes. And again, seeing it in person for the first time
changes everything.
Just an amazing piece.
Yeah, the back page piece was amazing.
Back page piece was great. Back page blue.
Back page blue with the movement flipped, so you can really see it, and just a very light nano coating of the blue just really left all the engraving there.
Yeah, the finish comes through the blue, which amazing. I couldn't believe. Yeah,
very well
great.
Done.
The detail on that was a great piece. And again, it's not a piece we see very much in the States.
No.
We don't trade a lot of them. We don't see a lot of them, and to see them in person and to meet the team, just great fun.
Yeah, Maurice Grossman watches are surprisingly warm and emotional when you see them in person. They don't photograph well. There's a sort of German understatement to the way they finish their pieces. Everything is, for the most part, matte finished. They use clear sapphires, not synthetic rubies. They hand engrave their movements rather than drilling to create all the text and all the declarations. And when you look at, for example, the hands, things as simple as the hand, they're needle sharp. They're annealed only to the point that they turn a violet brown, and they do the same thing with their screws. They don't have those bright blue cobalt style fired screws you see in Swiss watches. They have a different, darker, more intense color. It's that violet brown that you get when you hold the screw over the flame, but only for so long. If you fire something to death, it'll turn blue. You can cook that all day long. But to get that violet tone, both on the dial and on the movement, you have to be quick. And it's little things like that. And the fact that they use stopworks made of human hair on the tourbillon, but there are many little refinements that you could easily miss. Great
but they were
pieces.
talking to us about the hands as well today, because you said it's
so
6 hours to make a pair of hands, and it's all done by hand, which is great. I mean, the detail I was very impressed with.
Yeah, what you find on the best watches that are handmade is that the hands have 3 dimensions to them. They'll have, obviously, a length and a width, but they'll also have a loft and a height to them. And the smaller the hand gets, the harder that is to achieve, because you're sculpting something that's basically just a thin sliver of metal. So it's not just the color they achieve, it's also the shaping they achieve. And it's exactly what you'll see on the best watches from the likes of Philippe Dufour, Carrie Voudelaine, and Maurice Grossman, though higher in volume, has that same quality to the hands it makes. And it is a manufacturer. It's making the hands, it's making the movements, it's making the tough parts of the watch. And it's doing them differently. I mean, you saw the Tremblage.
Amazing, amazing watch.
Hard to describe, but I guess you could probably put it in words a little bit better than I could, what the Tremblage dial is like.
To be honest, it looks like, I always say this, like sugar sand on the beach, right? And like the numerals are just rising from the sand with a little bit of copper in it. It is so well done, and just because the numerals are kind of engraved out of the dial.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I had a lot of experience in an earlier life with really great hand engravers.
Yes.
And the fact that they can literally cut away everything else and you're just leaving the numerals, it was incredible work.
Yeah, no,
I mean, it really is great.
Amazing, amazing. Definitely a brand you got to get your hands on. You know what's always interesting at these watch events are the non-watch presenters or things involved.
I know where you're going.
And the stunner, like where, we're trying to look at all the watches and see what's going on. The stunner had to be this typewriter art.
Kira
And,
the typewriter lady.
So she's a typewriter lady. She's a typewriter artist, and she makes beautiful art with a traditional typewriter, and the depth and the shadows. I don't know if you got to see, Tim, but it's amazing what she's doing.
She's doing movement, like exploded movements
With a typewriter.
on a typewriter, and like banging it out, literally banging them out.
Yes.
Like 10 or 15 minutes, she's banging it out on that typewriter. It was so cool. We loved her, and
Yeah.
she was just charming.
Very
We're going
nice.
back.
Yes.
We're gonna come home with one of those.
Yes, we gotta
We're
come
definitely
home with
coming home with typewriter art.
Yeah, maybe we do an interview, but that was such a pleasant surprise to see. I don't know, that was so unique to me. I loved
it was so out of place, and it was perfect.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, we got to speak about Chapek. Such really great watches. They had a good auction season as well, and to see the watches in person were amazing. And the tourbillon, I'll let Tim go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't mumble through it.
Yes, exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
Take us to the tourbillon.
I can't speak to the exact model that they saw because I wasn't with them at the time, but the Place Vendôme tourbillon is a glorious thing. Kind of amazing that it was one of the first 3 watches they launched. A tourbillon with a GMT. It's a large tourbillon regulator. It's got an extended power reserve, I believe 60 hours. A chrono did the movement, which means absolute top of the line. And it's a fairly bold piece, though despite being 43.5 millimeters, it wears quite nicely. And it's got that hypnotic, lazy cadence of a traditional pocket watch tourbillon to it. So you really do feel like you're getting sort of a beauty from a bygone age. It doesn't feel like a hyper-modern wristwatch tourbillon.
Hypnotizing is the right phrase to use for that, for sure. Oh man, so I guess it's day one. What are we looking forward to for the rest of the day? Is there anything in particular? I know we want to get our hands on the GPHG pieces.
Yeah, my day never ends. I'm going to get my hands on at least 9 of the GPHG laureates, including the Aiguille d'Or from Bulgari. So again, fingers crossed on both hands, but that's going to happen. I'm going to do hands-on videos, reviews of each one.
That was the other thing that we saw today that we forgot that we'll probably go into back. I'm going back to look at, was the MB&F Bulgari.
Yes.
Oh my God, for a lady's watch. Stunning, stunning work. I love
Beautiful.
Bulgari. I love their colors, their cabs. It was a great collaboration.
That was a great collaboration. The piece looks beautiful. I love the release they did on Instagram. Have I forgot his name, but the designer, drawing it out and doing like a speed drawing of it as well. I saw him all day. He's probably the swaggiest guy walking around as well. So it was amazing to see the piece actually in the metal. Looked great, and definitely a piece I think even a gentleman would buy just to have in their collection because it's just so well done.
So well done.
Oh man. Well guys, stay tuned to WatchBox Studios. We got all the content from Dubai Watch Week coming your way. And yeah, we're back in Dubai.
Back in Dubai.